Hey everyone, welcome back. Tonight we're going to do something slightly different, and I'm going to do a lather tutorial for Van Yulay. And I am using Christmas on the Beach, or Xmas on the Beach, in the copper Captain Choice bowl. The reason I'm doing a lather tutorial is I have been asked by a few different people how to lather Van Yulay. As you can see here, I have scooped this out. You can see Monica's pores, and I'm going to be using my spoon that I normally use. Now, one thing to keep in mind with Van Yulay is I normally will scoop out slightly more soap than I think I need. Now, that is dependent on if I'm going to be doing a head shave, full face, and also what kind of brush I'm using. Tonight, I'm using a synthetic and probably only going to be shaving my face. This is going to be too much soap. So what I can do here is normally I just take it out of the spoon, kind of see what I have, and that's gonna be a little much. So I'll just take a little bit. I'm gonna put it back in. Again, this will most likely be far too much soap, but I'll take it. Normally I'll rinse off my spoon and everything else, put it aside. But for video purposes and time this evening, should put it on the counter. Then I'll take that and push it down into the bowl. Now again, depending on the type of brush I'm using, I may let this soak while I'm in the shower, or I'll just go at it like this. I've already showered. I want to show this on camera. Start boiling water. It's probably really loud on this end. Hopefully I won't do that again. But I wanted to show this process. So I have this soap in here. Then I'll take my squirt bottle. And then I just put in 10 pumps of water. Then I'm going to be using my synthetic. This is my Deadpool brush from Craving Shaving. So because Van Yulay is a rather thirsty soap, I'll take my knot and get this wet. Normally, of course, with more water coming out of the tap. So just get that wet and kind of flip it out a little bit. And then I'll just go and just start working the lather. Now, Van Yulay is a different type of lathering soap than most artisan soaps these days. You can see here, it's not exploding into a bunch of nice, airy pseudo lather. It's still rather pasty. So what I'll do is I'll get to this point, I'll add some more water, even though there's bubbles in there. This will take more water. So I just did the 5 squirts, and it looks pretty runny. And now it's kind of getting that little pseudo lather. Now, depending on how quickly you add your water to the lather, you're either going to get, it's going to go paste, 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 and then pseudo lather, or lather rather, or like this, pseudo lather, pseudo lather, pseudo lather. And you just kind of work it. You can see there's still a little bit of soap in the bottom of the bowl. I'm just going to push down a little bit more. And just work the lather a little bit back and forth. You can see there's still a little bit of lather, a little bit of soap potentially right in there. We're just going to work this a little bit. Now this, and I could always tell, usually when it's done, it has a nice little sheen to it. Like this. It'll plop down on the brush, or on the bowl, just like you did there. Then you can also either squish it down, see if it makes that little noise. It's generally pretty close to being done. Or you can also simply tap the side, see if it's really sticky. Now this is slightly wet. This could take a little bit more water, and I do mean like a little bit. Like 1 or 2 more squirts from the squirt bottle. But this will be slick enough that you can use a straight razor, a chevette, any kind of razor you want to use. Still has not a whole lot of peaks. You can see it's nice and wet there, slightly peaky, but there's not a whole lot of bubbles. Decent structure, decent sheen. So this is what I'm going to shave with. But this is how I lather Van Yulay. Generally speaking, I'll add water a little bit slowly. I won't necessarily add the 10 squirts of water at the very beginning. Depends if that the soap has been soaking or not, and depending on what type of brush I'm using. Now again, this is going to be way too much lather for the shape purposes this evening, but hopefully, for those that have been asking, hopefully that helps and is informative. If you have any other questions on how to lather Van Yulay or anything else, let me know in the comments below. Now, since I have my lather made up, I'm gonna go get my shave on.